Hey yo, what is up everybody? SS Samurai 7 here, and in today's video we are back continuing the story of Shane Stevens. If you haven't seen the first two parts of his story, I'd recommend you checking out those videos before this one. In those, we cover the first 2 weeks of Shane's journey. Will we be able to survive another? Comment down below your prediction. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Starting off week 3, I had a smoke while I figured out what I wanted to do. Today I wanted to return to the food market we discovered in the first week to collect the food we left there before it spoiled. Prior to leaving though, I ate some breakfast. Then it was time to head off. I drove by many herds along the way that I just ignored for now. Once I arrived in the parking lot, I secured the area. When I started looting, I remembered how much non-perishable food was also here. With all of this and what we had back at home, we should be good for quite a while. But more food could never hurt. So I wanted to check out the grocery store while we were here as well, since I think there's still food left in the storage room. I knew I wasn't crazy. The truck was filled with so much food, I had to store some in the passenger seat so I wasn't encumbered on the drive home. Once home, I spent the next few hours storing all the food we found, and used some of it to prepare a stir fry for dinner. When I was finished up, I grabbed a beer to drink and headed to my room for the night. I woke up the next morning with a slight neck pain, probably from sleeping on the couch for the past 2 weeks. But I had other things to worry about before making a bed, like boarding up the windows a little more to help with my real-life anxiety from dying from a zombie that snuck inside. So that's what I did today. I went upstairs and dismantled desks for planks. But before I boarded up the window, I decided to make 2 rain collectors, since I hadn't made one yet. Now we really never needed to worry about water. For lunch, I finished up the stir fry and started boarding up the windows outside. Thanks for this crowbar. Now exhausted, I'd made my way to the kitchen to make some chicken for dinner while I read up on some mechanics. Although we were tired, I didn't feel like going to bed quite yet, so I started sorting out the library, putting all the books on their own shelf and magazines on theirs. Doing this is going to save so much time so I don't have to go around trying to find each new book. Instead, I can just walk to this one bookshelf and see everything we have. I got sidetracked doing this and didn't reach my bed until midnight. The next morning I noticed my water bottle was almost empty, so after I ate some breakfast, I went and filled it up. Today I wanted to go back to the trucks from last episode. I was told in the comments that we could unlock the trunks with a separate lock on the door. Once I arrived, I started with the logging truck, collecting woodworking gear and tools for mechanics inside. I went ahead and filled up gas cans and found fishing supplies in the red box truck. Before I left, I noticed a horde that I went ahead and cleared out while we weren't tired. Once they were dead, I figured I should grab the propane tank while we were here. And there were more zombies over there. When I arrived back at the school, even more zombies were waiting outside. After taking them out, it was time to unload the truck. On finishing that up, I started a pork chop for dinner and smoked a cigarette. Once I was done eating, I took a bottle of wine and retired to my room for the night. Day 18 began by me checking my stats. I'm almost at 300 zombies killed, but my skills could be a little better for this point in the game. But remember, I didn't watch the television shows on the first week, so we aren't too bad considering that. I finished off the white wine from last night and smoked a cigarette. Just as I was finishing that, the power shut off. We were prepared for this though, so I ran outside to the generator, connected it, and turned it on. and I ate some chicken for breakfast. Since the electricity is now off, I knew the food at the Gigamart wouldn't stay fresh for long, so I made my way over to loot it. Luckily, not many zombies were inside. Once they were not a threat anymore, I started looting all the food, even grabbing a mousetrap. Most of the food in the deli was already rotten, but there was more non-perishable food in the back as well. At 2 p.m, I made my way back to the school since we had now filled the truck up entirely. For most of the night, I spent my time sorting the food and other loot that we collected. I took a few beer bottles to my room to drink and read a First Aid Volume 1 book for the rest of the night. If you're enjoying this video, consider leaving a like. It's quick to do and really helps out the channel. I'll give you a few seconds to do so. Anyway, thank you for the support and let's get right back into the video. Set up the mousetrap the following morning. I wasn't going to eat them yet, but maybe we can level up our trapping skill or use them as bait for bigger animals. But now, we are bored, so I went to the library to read a magazine and then ate some breakfast after. Today, I wanted to return to the Gigamart to continue looting the store. There were still shelved items there that I couldn't collect last night. Along the way, I stumbled upon electrical items I could dismantle for experience and a bunny collectible that I'll put somewhere back at home. When I arrived back home, the next few hours were spent sorting out the food. At least we would have enough for a while. And when I finished up with that, I continued reading my first aid book before going to sleep. When I tried to get breakfast on day 20, I heard a zombie somewhere banging on a door. There was nothing outside, but when I saw the window was broken, I realized the zombie was inside. Before I could do anything about this, I went back to the Gigamart one last time to finish it off. While here, I made my way upstairs to ensure there wasn't anything good up here, which there wasn't. Before I went back home, I decided to loot the parking lot behind the grocery store. I found another gas can, then another, but none of the vehicles here were unlocked or had any gas inside. In this truck, I found yet another gas can and a gun case with a flare gun inside that we could possibly use to lure away a horde. Then when I broke my way in, I found another gun case, this time with a real gun. I really wanted to check out this gas trailer. Hopefully it'll be full and we never have to worry about it again. But this time, we weren't as lucky and it was completely empty. But there was an ATV right beside it, and when I checked it out, it was stacked with loot. 2 duffel bags of food, 2 gun cases, I'll see what's in them later, a giant water bottle, a fire bomb, primers, 2 arsenal bombs, and a pipe bomb. Wow. But before I left, I looted the logging truck, which had a chainsaw, a heavy-duty tire, and 2 logs. Now we can head back home, where I checked out the guns. Let's go, 2 crossbows. Now I can bring out my inner Daryl Dixon. After eating a burrito for dinner, it was time to catch up on some sleep. The next morning I took one of the crossbows and added the rifle sling to it and threw it over my shoulder. Now we can have a silent weapon help increase our aiming skill. I smoked a cigarette on the way to the kitchen where I prepped a stir fry for breakfast. Now that we had a bunch of food, we can use it to help with our depression and boredom as well, by adding more ingredients to the meals. Before week 3 was over, I wanted to reinforce the outside windows a little more, especially since a zombie broke in yesterday. I wanted at least 2 planks on each of the windows, so I spent almost the entire day doing so. Only stopping to eat and smoke. When I was done, I had 1 extra plate that I used in the cafeteria door. We only really used the kitchen door, so I wanted to add a little extra protection to this one. While outside, I added more fuel to the generator and went ahead and left the jerry can next to it. Then I finished reading First Aid Volume 1 and ate the rest of the stir fry for dinner. One last zombie wanted to be added to the kill count before this video was over. But after that, I retired to my room. With 309 kills, Shane Stevens survives for another week. If you all enjoyed this video and like to see more of Shane Stevens' story, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to not miss out on a future video. Also, if you're interested in getting to know me more or talk to other Project Zomboid players, come join my Discord, link in the description. Anyway, with all of that out of the way, thank you all for watching and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.